The left is losing. This wokeness has been an absolute blow. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to hear the evil white man. Feminism has been a disaster. People don't want to watch movies in which women beat up men because they know it's not what's really happening.
Here's a proposition for you. You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
I was just told, I didn't see it, but I was just told Saturday Night Live did a sketch in which a male tennis player played a female tennis player and was actually shooting holes through her with the tennis balls. Oh my God. They are on their heels because they're wrong, because everything they touch has gotten worse, right? I keep thinking about Hannibal. I don't know if you know about Hannibal. He was a Carthaginian general in the Punic Wars with Rome. He was a great general. He famously crossed the Alps and invaded Italy. He defeated the Romans outside the gates of Rome. He defeated them in the worst battle they ever fought. This was during the Republic, but it was the worst loss they ever took anywhere, the Battle of Cannae. And then he didn't attack the gates of Rome. He was just sitting out there, and he never felt that he had what it took to charge through the gates. He could have destroyed the Roman Republic on behalf of Carthage, and he didn't do it. And Hannibal is at the gates became a byword for danger. When something was bad, they would say, what was it? Hannibal ante porta, I think it is. Hannibal is at the gates, right? Because it was so terrifying, because at any minute the barbarians could sweep through and just wipe Rome off the face of the earth, and he didn't do it. We are now in Hannibal's position. We are the barbarians, and I don't mind being the barbarians because our civilization is so corrupt. Let's just say there was a guy of endless money.
How about if I give you our names? I'm Dick Dollars. This is Mike Moneybags.
Elon Musk or something like this. And he started to say, you know what? I'm going to build 3 movie studios and 2 publishing houses. And I'm going to publish books, and they're going to be good books. They're not going to be conservative books. They're not going to be conservative movies. They're going to be stories that are good stories, that instead of telling you that every white man has to marry a black woman or vice versa, are just going to be stories about things that happen to people, stories about what America is like, stories about what it is to be a free man in the West, stories about where love is love and women are act like women and need protection and need care and love.
Is looking at you, kid.
Stories that are real about what people are really, really like, instead of these stories where, woke ideals are pushed forward. It's funny, I just read this novel that young people love, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, about 2 game makers. And in it, there's a girl who, as a college student, is taken advantage of by a professor, and he seduces her, and she's charmed by him, but he has all the power, and he's married and all the stuff, and he ends up, dragging her into an S&M relationship where if he gets angry at her, he handcuffs her to the bed and just leaves her there for hours. And the novel sort of looks at this as it's just something that's happening. Now, I may have misread the novel. I just saw it as having no moral standing whatsoever, no moral idea that it was, yes, he was bad guy. They saw that it was bad what he was doing, but they didn't show that she had been left to fall into a relationship like this because there was no guidance in her life. There were no men in her life to take care of her. There were no parents there to tell her that this was not the kind of thing that a way a lady lets herself be treated. There was nothing. There was just this kind of emptiness in a world in which, and when I was just watching another one that was about a stalker, but the guy who's being stalked is also dating a transgender person. I was just thinking, there's nothing to disapprove of except disapproval. The only thing they disapprove of is disapproval. Anybody who says, maybe this is not the best thing for you, maybe this is not the healthiest way to live, maybe something's wrong with you if you do this, this is the thing that is excluded. Or the only thing that is to be excluded is exclusion, but saying certain behaviors might be worse than others. People are always yelling at me about homosexuality and saying, well, this is a bad thing. Well, okay, my feeling is, I don't want to be preaching to people and picking on people, but I'm willing to talk about the fact that something might be bad for a person. It might be a bad way to behave. Those are conversations that are worth having. But in the arts now, we don't have them at all. Nothing is bad, but feeling things are bad. Nothing is disapproved of except disapproval. All of that could be taken away by two billionaires, two conservative billionaires who understand that this is the project. Elon Musk is just too flighty to get it. I mean, what he's done with Twitter is not working. It's not working because he doesn't have time to do it. He's going to Mars. He's building Teslas. That's great. But this is what conservatives should be doing. I've been saying it for a long time. We're doing it, but we're doing it slowly. We're not making it our focus. We haven't got the patience. It's always a catastrophe. It's always a crisis. It's always, we have to pour our money into winning this. We have to hold our tongue, because if we say something, it might be bad for Donald Trump. It might be bad for Tucker Carlson. It might be bad for the right. And my feeling is no, this is not the way it works. This is not the way the left did it. The left did it expertly, and it took them 50 years. We need to fight back with that kind of patience, that kind of determination, taking over these places like Colombia. We have to at least build a parallel universe. This is what I've been saying now for 25 years almost, but now we're like Hannibal at the gates. We're there. We've got it. We just have to do it, and we won't go through. And that is incredibly frustrating. Instead of worrying about the fact that some of us, disagree with others, I think that is the kind of thing that should be getting built, but it's going to take money, it's going to take dedication, and most of all, it's going to take what conservatives lack in spades, which is patience. That guy is great. If you want more, like and subscribe. Do not forget to subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.